Good morning, y'all. Good morning. Good morning. What's going on? A beautiful day today, as you can see. Blue skies, no clouds, sun out, shining bright. What's going on? A new day, yes, a new day. What's so funny? What's going on, Gunna? Just another day, alive and well. Grateful to be alive. Some people didn't wake up this morning. Can I play a song? Not right now. Some people didn't wake up this morning. So it's a reason to find the smallest opportunity to be grateful. Yeah. God bless you staying off the grid. Because I'm not in an environment to do so. How's your day staying off the grid? You feeling blessed? You feeling happy and peaceful within? You love yourself enough?
Well, I can't see that. I
No,
just see an
Goodwill.
angry old
I used to
person.
go to Goodwill and Salvation Army with my grandparents.
When are you gonna start writing notes again?
I,
When you gonna do your
car is coming. One coming soon, very soon.
Because I got two people who got publishing companies.
I just need a drink of water, beautiful.
I'm gonna write my memoirs.
Chris will
Brooke will be in my memoirs. Brooke will be in my memoirs.
Don't forget to support the platform. CLG Lifestyle on CashApp. $ CLG Lifestyle. I've never heard of that song before. What is that song about? So it's another day for those of you who are just joining in. It's another day. So I think I talked about this program that I'm in where it's a 90-day program, and the goal is for you to be able to ultimately be self-sufficient or independent. Um, Everyone is there for their own particular reasons. Some people are intentional about their journey and what they want to accomplish. Some people are essentially just riding with the wave. And some are just there because they're there. How's my chat? What do you mean? So for me, it's just I have a lot going on as far as unconventionalism, right? So I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, what I'm requested to do, and I'm grateful for that. But I'm also doing what I need to do on my end as far as continuing the journey, or why I came out here in the first place. What's going on? How you doing? Yeah, and just be mindful, man. Everywhere you go, ultimately, God can use you in any way to to be a, a lesson and a teacher in some ways, so you never know who you're inspiring or whose eyes you're opening just by being your authentic self, unapologetically. So that's foundationally, what CLG lifestyle is about, right? It's about loving yourself and doing what you need to do to get where you want to be, right? From a healed place, from a trauma-free place, you know what I mean? So whatever that looks like on the journey, it looks like you just gotta trust the process and believe it's all working out for your good. So I'm supposed to so the breakdown is 7 days a week we are to meet at 9 a.m. and 2:30 p.m. Weekdays, Monday to Friday, it's an additional 11 a.m. meeting unless you have some type of interview or some type of something important that you have to do, and you let the case managers know, and then they'll approve your rendezvous or outgoings, but ultimately you just have to communicate what it is that you're doing. You can't just disappear. Yeah, I've been applying. I've applied, man. I don't think I'm at 100 yet, but I think for me, so I don't know if I mentioned, but part of it is that you have to seek employment. You have to be able-bodied. You cannot have any income coming in, and you have to look for employment. I think for me, it's not a problem getting a job, right? That's not the issue. I think it's more so for me mentally and spiritually, it's more so me wanting to be in a place and in a space where I'm doing what I love doing, as opposed to just going to a job and collecting a check, and then still wanting to, be entrepreneurial, if that makes sense. Like still wanting to do what I want to do in a sense, as far as like, my skills and my talents and my abilities, right? And so I think I don't know, I don't want to speak negative. I'm not going to speak negatively. I'm going to be optimistic, but I feel like there's a clash between what I want and then what is expected. And that is essentially a kind of a warfare where you have strong desires that doesn't necessarily align with the expectations of your current environment, right? And so it becomes a point where you get to the point where are you going to, what's the decision that you have to make that's in your best interest, right? Without sabotaging your wellness. Any questions? If you have any questions, just put it in a comment. Being in a shelter, it's not as bad as people would want to make it seem. I think it's more about your perspective. You can get caught up. You can, get in, be around people who, ain't going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? They're just riding the time. They have no goals, no ambition, no purpose, right? You can get caught up in the foolishness, whether that's, gossip, drugs, foolishness, right? Or you can be adamant about your goals and why you're here, and just believing this is a temporary situation that you soon overcome and move forward. So it's really about your perspective and your personality as well. If you have more of a strong personality, this is nothing. That's the background. It's big. It's a big shelter. It's huge. What's going on, Sheila? What's up? Yeah, I think a lot of people are afraid of going into a shelter because of the I guess the stigma and you know I don't know, like connotations, not having an experience. You're going off of other people's opinions. But I think if you have, as I said, a plan and a goal, and most importantly God, right? God is going to give you the peace and the clarity that you need and the strength that you need to not get caught up. I've been in situations where people, they get caught up, right? You get caught up. So it's just about staying prayerful and putting God first.
I'm walking to my destination. Get myself to.
So I have about maybe like an hour and a half, or maybe, yeah, about an hour and a half before my check-in. And then so I got what is it called, an agency reached out to me a couple days ago over the weekend, right? And surprisingly, it's kind of like, without saying too much, it's kind of what I've been believing for. So we'll see how that goes. It's not a job opportunity, but it is like an agency for like acting and modeling. So we'll see how that goes. That's why I need y'all to support the platform. I need you guys to like, share, and subscribe and support what it is that I'm doing here. People, at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter what people think. It really doesn't. It's your life. It's your life to live. When the struggle comes, right, and you have to figure stuff out, who's there to help you, right? So don't worry about all of that. Focus on you, focus on your goals. As I said, put God first. He'll help you and give you the strength that you need to move forward, right? So you don't have to worry about that. No. So it's been like New York, then California, and then Nevada. If you have any questions, let me know. While I'm here, any words, any questions, anything, any insight. Y'all know what it is that I do as far as lifestyle. CLG Lifestyle is all about influencing you to love self. We create products and digital experiences to help you become the best version of yourself, right? Because your authenticity is your power. Your authenticity is where you can create the life that you want without the fear of having to deal with, you know, without fearing that you will have to deal with trials and tribulations on your journey, right? Nothing comes easy. Anything's worth having is worth fighting for, right? It's easy to be complacent and comfortable, right? That's easy. Say what? No, you can't care about that. You cannot, because that's gonna keep you stuck. You see, everybody, see, that's for me. I feel like why I had to get away from, you know, my environment, the environment that I grew up around, and like from family and from people, because that was that was preventing me from being true to myself, you know, to who I am and to whom I was becoming and still becoming, you know. So that's the first part of your journey, is to break free from the people, places, and things that are preventing you from being your best self, or the you that you want to become in this world. It wasn't always easy. Doing that wasn't always easy. And if I don't catch myself, I can, you know, really slip back into that people pleasing mindset where I'm compromising my authenticity to make people comfortable. No, I'm not saying that you should be uh, worthless and wayward. What I'm saying is that be respectful, but still be true to who you are. You know, you can do that. Both can coexist. Yeah, well, you know, when you so that's the thing. That's the next. So it's all part of the journey, right? When you begin to um, separate yourself from the pack, right? When you begin to separate yourself from the things that you're familiar with, right? That in itself is a work. It's a journey, right? And so you're gonna have to become okay. So one of the things that I said before about being able to exist in certain environments, whether it's a shelter or just you living life on your own terms, is having a strong personality, right? A strong personality simply means that you're not easily influenced, right? You don't, you know, people can't manipulate you, right? You have, you know, a strong mindset when it comes to your beliefs and your convictions. You have a strong work ethic. You know what I'm saying? You know what you want. You're able to speak up when you want, when you can, and when you want. And it's simply just not a pushover, right? So that's essentially what having a strong personality is. Now, with that being said, I think there can be a fine line between having a strong personality and then being, I guess, arrogant or, you know, rude, right? So, but that's something that you're gonna have to. That's something you're gonna have to make a decision about. People can't make that decision for you because they're gonna judge you anyways. Send the questions, y'all, because I'm about to shut off this live. All right. Since y'all, it's no more questions, no more activity, I'm gonna sign off. I might come back on a little later on today, depending on how I feel. I think I'm gonna go on a run today too, and then I'll update you guys on that agency situation. We'll see how it goes. I don't even know if I'm going yet, but I want to go. But we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. All right. I'll talk to you guys later.